anyhow, the south side east where we lived, if you go over there now, you cross the long bridge as it used to be, and you walk right down and you don't see a house. You don't see any house, shop, building of any kind until you get out what we used to call the South Battery. And now, what do they call it now? Right out at the end.
Fort Amherst.
Fort Amherst. It was always Fort Amherst, of course, but we called it South Battery because the North Battery was the one down east of, well, I still call the Newfoundland Hotel, you know, and so there were batteries, I guess, at one time. So people still lived there, but not on South Side East. People were driven out for a pittance of money a long time ago. But I did most of my growing up there. So anyhow, I put it into just a short poem, and it's called The Place That Disappeared. Sometimes at night I dream about a place that is no more, on a graveled road that looks toward the sea. I see again the children playing down by Hickman's store, and one of them is Dot. That's a sad one. And one of them is Dot, and one is me. When I wake up, I twist and turn within my lonely bed, as I recall the happy times we shared, down on the wharf, up on the hill, in front of Harvey's shed, on South Side East, before it disappeared. It wasn't always sunshine, it wasn't always good, for some of us were poor, or sick, or strange. But when I look back, I don't see that. No, I think of Postman's Knock in Taylor's Range, or sliding down the hills of salt up in Ben Johnson's store, or copying on ice pens when we dare, or skipping rope to ancient chants we don't hear anymore on South Side East before it disappeared. To those beyond the bridge, we were that crowd across the tracks, but we hardly ever envied them at all. We hired bikes on Springdale Street and shopped downtown for jacks and went to concerts at the Orange Hall. But we were always happiest when we stayed on our side, drinking Pepsi, eating cheesecakes, getting peered. That was an important one. Or clinging to a horse and cart to steal a breathless ride on South Side East before it disappeared. Now, how does the next one start?
Just repeat the chorus again if you want.
Oh yeah, no,
Refrain,
I'll
you don't have to
repeat
do
it
that.
again later. Just the next line is
Today
just
we're scattered.
today we're scattered all around Mount Pearl and St. John's. Our road is paved, but no one lives there now. But some of us still brave the path that leads to Soldiers' Pond, to boil the kettle upon the the hill's green brow. And when we meet on Water Street or at the village mall, the past floods in. We're back where we were reared. It's like Good Friday used to be at old St. Mary's Hall, and South Side East before it disappeared. No, it wasn't always sunshine. It wasn't always good. For some of us were poor or sick or strange. But when I think that, what's
I
that?
don't see that.
I don't see that, although perhaps I should. No, I think of Postman's Knock in Taylor's Range, or sliding down the hills of salt up in Ben Johnson's store, or copying on ice pens, if we dare, or clinging to a horse and cart to steal a breathless ride on South Side East before it disappeared. That's it.